to the mother and pray to me dad. Pray to the woman and the kids when they have. To the family because they love one another. Pray to the one and only Almighty God.
Who make the youths them bust the gun? Supplies and Humpy Dum. We are the influence to stir the youths them mind. We take
One radio. Come in on your face, make you walk. Hala, watch a girl laugh, but she up. Hala, come on, you make your money. Hala, come in on your face, make you walk. Hala, watch a girl laugh, but she up. Hala, come on, watch a girl laugh, but she up. Hala.
Hello. Right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. And welcome to Convos with Shan. Hi. So we're back. New year, new settings, new things. So this year is Convos with Shan, and I'm here on, well, I'm not here on my own. Lovely Alan is helping me today. So we're doing a little tweaking. Sorry for the blurriness, but we're going to adjust the YouTube live next week. So the new narrative for the show is that I am now hosting on my own. Obviously, I said this as well today, that the first show of the year is going to be in memory of my great cousin, Donovan May. Obviously, starting off, thank you very, very much. Appreciation for Buzz Radio Station, Jimmy Asher Foundation, our sponsors, the Flavor Stop, my daughter's cooking. Well done, baby girl. And so we're going to be starting off the show. Today's topic is, let me get it up. I don't want to get it wrong. Do we live in a lazy society, or is society making people lazy? So we are going to get into our topic in a little bit. We're just going to start by having a look at the new year, seeing what everyone's done. I'm going to have a little chat with Alan, seeing how his new year's been kicking off. And then we're going to get into our topic. We're going to be here from 7 till 9. So the show is going to be each and every Wednesday, live streamed on YouTube. It's also going to be on Real Buzz Radio Station. So if you're not on YouTube, you can go through the radio station. It will also be on podcast. So all major podcast platforms, you can find the show on there. That should be uploaded a day after the show that is live. How have you been, Alan? How's your new year? How's it been treating you? What you been up to? It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
It's been quite.
It's been a while.
Quite a few months.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. But everything's been good so far. So far, so good. We give thanks that we here and we see the new year. You know what I mean? Because obviously,
a lot of people,
so much tragic things happen in 2021, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of glad that we're past that, man, and we're kind of in the new year now, and we kind of have to kind of hope for better things. So we give thanks on a positive note, you know what I mean? We give thanks that we're here and everything is,
Yes, I'm grateful.
Yeah, we're grateful, and we just have to just go on tweak and see what we can do to make things better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you been?
I've been good. It's been.
I haven't seen you either. Nowhere at all.
I know. It's been a bit of a rough ending to last year. As I said, I lost my cousin. So this is his t-shirt, Team Happiness all the way. We're representing Don today.
Yeah, I like that. Love that.
So yeah, we lost him, and that was a bit of a hard time for our family.
Yeah.
But as we say, Team Happiness, innit? So you progress and you push forward, you know. I know our whole family's been, you know, it's been hard, but we push forward and we make positive changes.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked at myself and said, okay, new year, new settings, new things. Obviously, Shan's not here, guys, as everyone can see. Shan is not going to be no longer with us.
That's a shame.
With me.
It's a shame.
Yeah, so it's not Shan and Shan anymore. It's just Shan, yo.
Yeah.
Hey.
Solo business.
Yeah.
But as I know you to be a soldier, innit? That's how I've always known you, innit? So I know that, you know what I mean. Unfortunate, you know what I mean, because obviously the duo was going good.
It was good, yeah. But she's gone on to Peckham's Finest.
Okay,
so large up her and her filming with Peckham's Finest. And I wish Shan all the best on her celebrity journey. She's you know, that's in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's gone on to do filming for Peckham's Finest. I'm sure everyone, well, not everyone, but who has seen it, it's on, I think, ITV Hub. So yeah, she's doing her filming. I think they're going on to do season 2. So yeah, it's sad that she's not here, but you know what? I'm happy to be here. So I'm happy that I've got my show back on. We're also going to be doing podcasting, different day, different time. We're changing it up.
So this is just like the introduction back to the midweek conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
what's the name of the program now again?
So it's called Convos with Shan.
Okay, so Convos with Shan, midweek business. So
yeah. Each and every Wednesday. So we're also going back to weekly as well, guys.
Yeah.
So before we was weekly and then we went to every fortnight. I'm keeping it weekly. I'm keeping it every week. Every week we're going to have a fresh topic. We're going to have a fresh conversation. As I've said, we've got
guests.
Great hosts lined up. Listen. I've got some bad boy hosts lined up. We've got chef, fitness trainer, Forex trader coming in. That's a good look. I've got some serious guests lined up to come in. So
that's a good look.
I've already planned out kind of what I want to do for the next couple of months. I've got some great topics coming on. If anyone feels like they want to join in with the topic, for some reason, my daughter's just mentioned to me that the live stream they can't. Mum, you can't. Hi Renee, hi Rion. Love you both, babies. They're the only babies that I've got. Hi kids. So yeah, for some reason, but I'm gonna do a little bit of tweaking. The YouTube's coming up. It's the first week.
What are they saying?
That they can't comment.
Oh.
On the live stream. I don't know what I done.
Oh, you can't comment?
No.
None at all?
I don't know. I don't even know if I can change it. So yeah, I trialed it at home, and we're trying as we go along.
I hope you haven't cut us off. Yeah, but we're gonna tweak the thing anyway. But by the time you see it next week, it's a different ball game. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You'll be able to comment. You'll be able to, you know what I mean? Yeah, the live chat. Yeah, there's no live chat available. Yeah, the live chat is not available right now.
Yeah. But we're gonna work with that next.
But don't watch no face. By next week,
and also
tweaking.
As well, whoever's the previous listeners, we've got our WhatsApp here. So if you want to WhatsApp me or you want to text me and join into the conversation, that's fine. I will still read out your messages because I know you're there. Also, all of our listeners on Real Buzz Radio, thank you very much. We always appreciate you each and every week. And I know I've got my regular listeners that support me on the radio station because some people don't do Instagram and some people don't do YouTube. So I feel you and I know that you're all here.
No, that's a good look. That's a good look.
Yeah,
that's a good look.
yeah.
And you know what? Like I said, today's just like a test press.
We're dabbling in the waters.
Yeah, when you're testing the waters.
Yeah, we're testing
the waters. If it's cold or if it's hot.
It's warm, man.
You get me? It's one of them ones there, no. So by next week is a complete different thing.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Fresh.
We're gonna tweak. Now I know exactly, you know, how what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Because you know sometimes phone conversations kind of, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't get the fullness of something.
And also as well, let me just say, it's my unorganization of me, because I was meant to come and I didn't manage to reach. So
Yeah.
that's my bad. Anyway.
So now I know where the things at. Yeah, well, that's fair. Now I know where the things at now. You get me? By the time next week, they're gonna get a pretty picture.
Hey.
Crystal clear.
And the afro will be looking on point.
You're right. Lighting, everything will be on point where you can see the thing nice and clear. So today's just one of them things there where
we're setting up.
They're setting up the thing. They're setting up shop. You get me?
Yeah, we
setting
are.
up shop. But you know,
so
it's a shame that people can't comment.
I was saying to Alan that this time last year when we spoke about the chocolate spread.
Yes. That was one of the things that you said that he's gonna stop, and you really did.
I did.
I'm impressed.
I did. And this year I've gone back to the gym and I've been every single day.
But can I say it publicly? You've lost weight.
Really?
Yes.
Swear down. Alan's trying to make me feel good, yo.
No, for real, you've lost weight.
I've lost weight. I put on weight, but
I've
been at the gym consistently trying to.
You've lost weight.
Oh, okay, goody.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And
you hear that, people?
The gym thing.
Hey,
I joined the gym as well now.
Go on, Alan.
You get me? I mean, as I keep telling people on my Snap and that, because people keep laughing and say, "Ray, but I tell you, yo, I'm saying, listen to me. I'm not into the bodybuilding thing. I'm not trying to look like a bodybuilder. I want to walk properly. I'm not going to be walking limpy. Yeah, I'm not trying to do this bodybuilding thing. I'm just doing maintenance. Look, running on the treadmill. Yeah. 2 little lightweights here and there. Cause like I said, I'm not straining myself. You understand me?
Busting hernias, right? And all the veins popping out.
I want me to lift up. I can't lift up. You understand?
Get yourself in a problem.
Right. So I'm just doing a little running. Even this morning I was there.
Yeah.
7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I did.
I find that when I go early in the morning, I'm
better.
Yeah.
It's always better to try and start your day with what you have intended, and then you have the rest of the day to.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Be a bit of a free flow of a day.
You know what I mean?
I had to squeeze in the gym, and I knew I was coming radio.
Right.
I went swimming.
Right. See, so exercise is very good. It's a very good thing to practice right now. To just get your body in the rotation of, what I mean?
You don't have to be overly weight to go to the gym, but you just want to make sure, like you said, maintenance.
Yeah, it's maintain your body.
And it gives you that feel good factor as well. Like you feel good after you've been to the gym. 100%. You feel like you've looked after your body in it.
Definitely.
And that is what it takes. But I thought, I'm too young. I don't want to be putting on bare weight and then having bare medical issues. No,
that's right. So that's where it's at right now. Just maintaining, keeping a healthy diet. You know what I mean? And then, doing a look at run, a look at, just a look at exercise. Exercise is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not trying to do the over the top thing. I'm not trying to lift up this and none of that. I'm just doing the simple exercise. Yeah. You get me? You know what I mean? Big up to the person, the lady I saw this morning at the gym. She was like, "Oh, hold on a minute. Is that Brando?" I said, "Bloody hell, I can't go nowhere. I can't diss nobody. I have to be living good 24/7. Anywhere I go,
your face is recognized.
I see people. But I was on the treadmill, and she was wiping down the thing. So
getting ready
at one point she was like, but while I was on the treadmill, she was still wiping down the front of the treadmill thing, and she was like, she was asking everybody like if they mind, and everybody's like, "No man, do your thing," and really, she was right next to me and said to me, do you mind? And I said, "No man, do your thing." But obviously I had on my mask. You see, the minute I draw down the mask like this, now I reach by the canteen thing. She's in the locker and she said,
"Huh? It's actually double take, isn't it?"
Hold on a minute. Is that you, Brenda? And I said, yeah, it is actually. She's like, "Right, I didn't know you." I said, "Nah, I didn't know either." But I'm here. It's early, darling.
I was like, I definitely didn't know I was coming here, but I'm here now.
I'm here now.
I'm here now.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I've met a few people as well, like, you know what I mean? Like just people that come to use the gym as well. So it's a friendly place as well. You know what I mean? People kind of, you know what I mean? Deal with things on a level, manageable. You know what I mean? So it's a nice atmosphere still whilst you're exercising. So being in an environment where you can exercise and kind of, you know what I mean? All a little vibe. Nice. It's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. And you know what?
You meet some great people in the weirdest of places sometimes.
The ladies in my gym are like, even I was like, "You guys can make me late to radio, I gotta go." They was like, "Yeah, but just a little bit more tea treat." I was like, "No, I gotta go."
Yeah,
Like, it's like a little family. Like, we got
Yeah.
a sauna and steam room. So when we're in the sauna, we sit down there and you have a little chat and you lavish and you enjoy the time that you're spending with one
Well,
another.
what kind of gym that then? With well, you have steam room and sauna around there.
Yeah.
Which one is that? I got to get acquainted with. That's the only thing missing for me, you know. I don't mind. I look.
So you have to have the sauna and the steam, man.
Yeah,
'cause
man,
you
the
need, that's
steam.
like the treat after.
The steam is what's really good as well.
Virgin Active, straight on.
I love a
I
steam.
can't be promoting the people them thing on my radio station, but it's good there still. I don't mind. I don't mind.
I love a steam still. I can't even lie. You get me? I've been doing that over the after the Christmas run, the early part of January. Yeah, I've done about 2-3 times at the steam because I was out right through Christmas.
Yeah, just
event after event.
Detox all of that.
So I want to at the same time when you're doing all that, you have to kind of look after yourself.
Yeah, take your time, because you're making yourself kind of slightly vulnerable.
Right, and I don't want to be looking, you know what I mean? My man say, yo, Russell, Brenda look kind of old, you know.
Yeah, you got to make sure that and it's good for your skin.
Right, I want that. Boy, Brenda, you're aging backwards now. I like that. I'm used to that.
It's good for your skin.
I want to keep that aging backwards business and that, and yeah, you don't look at age thing.
Yeah, you don't look at it. That's what everyone wants to be hearing. I don't look my age, and
right.
Yeah, because I'm at the sauna.
Right.
I'm at the sauna regular.
You have to look after yourself.
Regular, yeah.
It's important to look after yourself. Definitely.
Right. So
100.
Today's topic, we had a conversation about this sometime in the week. Do we live in a lazy society, or is society making people lazy? So I looked at a lot of things over the last year or so, and especially since I haven't been on the radio, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of opportunities out here that people are just really not taking. I think we're in a society has made things are so simple and so easy and so accessible, and so everything's so much at our fingertips that you don't really actually have to strive or work hard or gain a skill or do any of these old school strenuous things to gain whatever it is that you need, in terms of if it's a trade or if it's finances or if it's your relationship. Everything seems to be easy come, easy go, and that has made society extremely lazy. You find that, so I was looking at some things today as well, and you find that people are used to handouts. And I think also as well, when we look at it, we think, okay, yes, the government has set this kind of a help scheme, yeah, so this benefit scheme, or it's a help. It supports parents that are working, it supports people with disabilities, it supports people that are not working. But sometimes is it doing more of a hinder than a help, in terms of that you have people in society, some people that are able to work, able to get up and go and get a job. Some people, their jobs handed to them, but because of the situation whereby they are used to having government funding, they would rather sit down and take the government funding. And okay, yes, understandably, sometimes you may find that the government funding and the work, it may just about balance out, yeah, over the month. You may just about cut even. But you gain so much more from being at work. It's not just about the money. It's about the ethic. It's about showing your children. It's about showing your partner. It's about showing yourself. It's about gaining new skills, meeting new people, being in a different environment. And those are all sometimes skills that you can't get if you are maybe stuck in the house. But because people only look at it from one aspect of, okay, financially, am I better off? Or financially, I'm not better off. They decide that some of the skills that you're going to get from working, they don't even look at those skills. They can only look at the monetary, the money in this instance. They're looking at the money saying, well, I'm not getting more money, so therefore I'm not going to go to work, which is ish. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that at this very moment, and I don't want to say something which is going to insult people, so I'm ish at the moment with that, and I'm yet still to make up my mind. I think when you go to work, there's so many more skills that you can get. Even just being in a place where you're in an environment, there's so many more opportunities that come to you. You can go from one job to another. You can stay in this trade. You can go into that trade. You may be able to save something and open up your own little part-time thing or your little own side hustle. There's so many opportunities that is there in a different environment, but because people can't see it and the only thing they think about is that money coming from that, it's not making society flourish. When I sat back and I spoke to my grandmother this week, she's in her 80s, and she said to me, "Oh, I didn't retire until I was in my 70s." She said I was coming to England and going back and forth from England, going back and forth to Jamaica, and she was building her house. And I was like, okay. And she was like, yeah. And I started work when I was like 12, 13. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of your lifetime working. Now, if you look at millennials and you look at our generation, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. There ain't no one that I know that's planning to work until they're 70. They're not doing that. That hardcore work ethic that was there has now gone. It's gone. They used to have that hardcore work ethic, work 2-3 jobs and come home, and you can save a little bit. You do a little partner, you save up for a sofa. There's enough money to spread because you've earned that money, and via one job you might get another little side job, a little weekend job. But now, because society has made things also easy for everything to just land in your lap, you don't even use cash anymore. You just use your phone. Like, everything is so easily accessible that the actual hard ethic behind it is no longer of any use. So when we was also, so I was supposed to be going back to grandma, and I was saying to her, like, people don't do that anymore. I was even speaking to the ladies in the gym, and I was just like, the advice and the knowledge that you gain from elder people, younger people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about how you worked until you're 70 because they ain't planning to do it. To them, it don't have no value. What they don't understanding is it's not just about having to work until you're 70. You want to retire at 50. Okay, cool. You want to retire at 50. Between 50 and whenever you're going to perish, that's a long time. Like, you still need to be able to keep yourself active, do certain things. Your mind still needs to be active. You still need to be learning new skills. You still need to be meeting new people. If sometimes it's not just about work, work is not just about money. And this is the thing that people are all too used to in terms of talking about, well, you know, work is about, that's not the only key thing that you're going to get out of going to work. And I feel like it's so important when people are not realizing, and it's making people become really lazy. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I hear that. Everything you said, you're absolutely spot on. You know what I mean? Because like you said, it's like, it's not about the money. It's about, you know what I mean, you know, the ethic, you know,
drive, the passion.
Yeah, showing your children, you know what I mean, that, yeah, this is what, you know what I mean, this is the initiative that you have to take to life to do certain things, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I totally agree.
Even
totally
in
agree.
education.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree.
You have to, it's funny. Some people have like okay, I'll give you an example. The logo for Convos with Shan. I sat and I didn't know nothing about making logos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about making logos. I sat in my house with the laptop and I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried until I got it. Like, I was like, okay, this one looks good. This one looks good. I got to pick between the two. Like, you have to be able to have a self-motivating drive for you to be able to go and learn new skills. You cannot just sit down adamant. That's why people, okay, even lockdown, people are in their house. Some people ate a lot, like me, put on weight, like me. That's fine. But at some point, you have to have some type of recognition to see, okay, this is what's happened. This is the effect. And if I don't do something about it, this is what's going to happen. I'm not dying of obesity. It's not happening. You find some people, you know that you're overweight. You can see that there's an issue and you just want to just sit and be in the issue. There's no form of change. There's no form of enlightenment. You have to be able to see the issue for what it is. Don't see it for what you want it to be. Well, I'm going to start this diet and it's really going to help me. No, No, you need to get up and do some exercise. You can diet also, but you need more. Like you can't. You have to go with facts. You can't talk about, oh well, I'd like this to happen, and think that because you would like it to happen, that it's actually now going to come factual. That's not true. But people always automatically see and think, oh well, because I want it to happen, it's going to come to me. Yes, positive affirmations is great, but it doesn't. You have to put the work into it. If you don't put the work into it, you're not going to get nothing out.
Very true. Very true.
It's I looked at so many different things. I looked at obesity. I looked at children, education, because I thought, okay, who's really to blame? If society is really lazy, who's to blame? Is it the parents that's to blame? Or would you say that it's the government that's to blame? It's difficult. Yes, the government have a certain element of responsibility in terms of they have to be they're meant to be, quotation, they're meant to be responsible for the people that live here, but they're meant to be responsible. But can you put you as a person? I'm an individual, I'm a whole human being, I'm responsible for me. I make the choices. Okay, I didn't come and trial and error this, so this is the reason why it's blurry, because if I did a trial and error, it wouldn't have happened. I have to take responsibility.
I like how you put that. I like how you put that still. Yeah.
I've got to be responsible for me.
Yeah, you got to hold your hands up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
People
you do something
don't.
wrong, you have to just know, say, yo, you know what, people, I messed up. I done it wrong, and I'm going to correct it next time around.
That's it.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's life, isn't it?
Yeah. People don't learn from mistakes. Some people don't learn. You end up going back into the same mistake and expecting a different outcome. Like you're expecting the government or the educational system or the system as a whole for it to make changes when you yourself is not making any changes. You are in charge of your life, but yet still you're expecting somebody else to come in and take charge of your life and say to you, well, you need to do this and you need to do. That's not how it's going to work. You are in charge of you. You are responsible for you. I am responsible for my children. When my children reach an age of responsibility, they are now responsible for themselves. That's not my job anymore. My job is to make sure that they come into into stable human beings. I've got a call. Hi, Marv. What? I don't know how to.
You might have to change your settings because it's got it down for stuff for kids.
Okay.
But what it is, in order to change it, you probably have to stop transmitting. So it might be a thing of where an next week thing.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, make sure you change the settings.
Yeah, change your settings. Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
All right. Anyway, I'll get back to listening, man.
All right. I'm gonna give it a try. 1 second.
Also, we're gonna set up your phone to go live as well. So when you get your live calls, it can come straight through because we've got a brand new.
Oh, we've got a new one.
Might have a brand new thing, you know. Yeah, man, we've got a brand new live link. I actually got it for you, Shan, but then you disappeared for a minute.
How exciting! I'm glad to hear that you. Well, just for me, no, you didn't.
Yeah, it was for you.
You never got it just for me.
I don't really use live link in it because the people are on the live chat more times. So sometimes I use it, but it was more for you because I know you wanted to use it at the time. So I said, all right, let me get a brand new one. Got a brand new one now, and then I couldn't see you for about 3 months. You know, I thought, okay,
I was going through a rough time, Alan.
that was fine. That's fine. That was it. Well, you're here to use it again, so that's the main thing.
Good. At least it didn't go to waste.
Never go to waste.
It didn't go to waste. It didn't go.
No. I knew you'd be back. You know what I mean? Like you'd never been gone.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But with what you're trying to do now, I doubt that you'll get it to
Well, I've changed it.
Yeah, I doubt people will be able to comment and to probably. I'm not too sure anyway, but I think it's a case of where you might have to set it. Yeah, you get me.
I've changed it, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. But I have changed it. Whether or not it comes up as it's been changed, that I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you. Let me see. Okay, maybe not then. You try a thing. The thing never work. Okay. Yeah, but okay. Sorry. I can only apologize, guys. I can only apologize.
Yeah, there's no. The comment. The live chat is disabled, so you probably have to just look into that after the show.
Yeah, because otherwise, if I could stop it and redo it, but that was a whole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nay said it's working. Okay, good. All right then. Good girl. Thank you, lovely. Thank you.
Well, somebody make a comment then.
Yeah, let me see.
If it's,
Please.
let's see if it's let's see if it's really working.
It's my baby that I'm asking, so it should be all right. Let me see. Where does it
But I don't see the live chat thing activated, so I don't really see how it's gonna work.
there, it's there. Hello? Pardon? Okay, cool. Refresh the page and you'll see it. All right, thank you. See, we've got technical people on hand. I don't know.
It's a refresh on one bag of thing.
Yeah, I try again.
Things are going. You have the engineer, them outside engineers, them doing their thing as well. I mean, me alone can't do it. Let's see what I go on now. Oh yeah, man, I can see what I go on now.
Okay. Oh yay! Yay!
I can see and what's that? Deliver Nomic said driven
Shout
to
out
deliver.
to the flavor stop.
Working,
yes. Okay, thank you. Much appreciated.
Somebody said
it's
hi,
working.
mommy.
Hi, Pops, my baby boy. Okay.
That's nice.
Okay,
all right, so
cool.
all it is now next week, clearer picture.
Yep. And then we got that
nice webcam
now. Okay, good.
Some nice lighting and thing, and then so that'll be the tweak done.
Yeah.
Chris next
Good
week.
To go.
Good to go.
Okay. All right.
So it's live tweaking, peeps. Yeah, this is live. Nothing pre-recorded. At least you know.
And you know what the
live.
funny thing is, when I upload it, it's gonna be like, what's going on in there? We're like, yep, it was live. It was definitely live. We're learning on the ball here. We're learning on the ball.
We got Rise at 85.
Yes. Hi Renee. Hi Rion. Rise at 85. Oh, it's going fast now. So I've all forgot my trail of thought. I was talking about
D said, hey, Shan.
Hey. Oh.
And the flavor stop.
Yes. That's one of my sponsors. So guys, if anybody wants food, my baby girl's doing her thing. She's registered with the council. She's got her thing on lock. Yeah. Professional business up and running. So, yep, she does food. And I will also be bringing, I don't know, maybe giving away a meal or something. Because she's also started a new jerk chicken on Fridays. So we have a chicken platter, which is new. Right. Anyway, back to the subject. So I was saying about society being lazy and what the educational system puts into place, which creates a bit of a lazy, it creates a slight foundation for a lazy system. The educational system is everything is handed to you on a plate. You find not many children, especially in poorer areas, not many children are able to engage in extracurricular activities. Their strengths are maybe not noticed. They are in schools that are maybe badly delivering to Essex. You have to ask Ren. I will check that for you. Just send me a message and I'll check that for you. I think it depends on the order. So the educational system is not providing the best education. The children are in poor educational facilities. They are trying to send the children to behavior units. They're trying to send them to all different types of places, behavior schools. So the children are not really setting off on the best foot as per se. The educational system is not great, not unless you're doing private education, which you can see that there's a very dramatic difference in terms of private education to state education. There are lots of children that do well. I think that also depends on parenting. It depends on your home background in terms of whether or not your parents are going to push you and help you to strive, bring you into extracurricular activities, helping you to strive to do your best, helping you also to see where your strengths and your goals are, making you envision your goals. And a lot of it also comes from home. So it's a bit of both in terms of the parenting skills, in terms of the family background, in terms of the homing. At the moment, I think children are living in poverty. It's been the most it ever has in the UK. A lot of children are going without food. The gas prices are rising so high that they're saying that people are going to have to pick between food and paying your bills. Like,
How mad is that?
It's going up in April. Again, another 25%. So for just example sake, my gas bill was, say 80 quid, and now it's gone up to 220. And in April, it's going up again.
That's mad.
So I don't understand how they're expecting people to live. Children are already living in poverty. Like, there are many children, as we saw in lockdown, that were going without food. Like, that the schools ended up having to give them money. So yes, the parents are also responsible, and the parents are in a situation whereby you're living in poverty. Why are you not trying to strive and climb your way out of it? Why are you not trying to strive for better? Why are you not trying to do more? It's not to say that all of the parents are victimized, or yes, some people have been through a hard time. Yes, some people are struggling. Yes, some people are finding it difficult to find their feet, but it's not impossible. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's definitely not impossible. It's possible for you to find a way to get yourself out of your rut so you can make a better decision for yourself, your family, and your children. It's not impossible. So the lazy society can get this message. They are everyone. They do. The parents are lazy. I said at my son's school today, not today, when I was there earlier on in the week, I said, the school's used to lazy parents. They're used to parents that don't take an interest in their children's education. They're used to parents that use the school as a pick up and drop off facility. They're used to parents that just don't really care what's going on with your child's education. Now, when they do have a parent whereby, say me, I'm interested in my son's education, I want to know what's going on. If there's an issue, you need to let me know. They are unable or find it difficult to say. They find it difficult to find a balance of how to cope with what I'm saying to you. They find it difficult to be able to communicate with what I'm explaining, or what is that I'm querying about. So it's a bit of a balance of both. You get the teachers that are still trying to do their best. Okay, some of them are, some of them aren't. But then the parents are not necessarily helping themselves, which you are responsible for you. And the parents are also not helping the children. But then if you're not responsible for yourself as an adult and you go and have a child, maybe that's the wrong thing to do. Because then how can you help your child? What are you bringing to society? We are meant to be able to make our children live as healthy individuals and give back to society. And if you are lazy, then clearly it's not going to work. Your child is going to see what you are doing and how you are not progressing in life, and they are going to follow suit. That's what children do. They are a product of their environment, and unfortunately you see it all very much too often. Children are having children. You're having a child young, you've got no lived life experience, so unfortunately you don't really have much experience to give your child. Some people, for example, I had a conversation earlier on in the week and I said, I thought parenting was going to be a walk in the park. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, should I say, because it is fortunate. Fortunately, it wasn't. But I managed to pull myself together and do what was necessary of me to make sure that I done the best that I could for my children. Some people don't have the means or even the mentality to pull themselves together and do what it needs to be done for their children, or do what needs to be done for themselves. First, you have to start with yourself, then you can move on to your children, your work, whatever else that is that you need to be done. But people all too easy. It's all too easy for people to just sit down and do nothing. It's all too easy for people to just sit and do nothing. This week, I've seen people that are unemployed turn down jobs. I've seen people that are employed and still, you know, you could strive for more, you could do better, but it's almost like just happy to settle with the not I wouldn't say happy to settle with just the norm. Not saying that everybody has to go for, you know, absolutely outstanding amount of money in work or whatever it is, but you can always strive to do better. It doesn't necessarily mean that because, okay, I'm in this little job here, it doesn't mean that you can't go on to progress to a new job, maybe a better job, maybe even do something for yourself. It should open up all different avenues. But people always think, people always think and act that where they are now is maybe the best that they could get sometimes. And I know a lot of people feel like that, not necessarily because it is the best that they can get, but because they can only see it in a tunnel vision. I read a method and it was saying that when people feel like they're stuck in a cloud, the only thing that they can see and the only thing that they try to do is to get out of the cloud. Instead, what most productive people think is okay, let me learn from the cloud, let me experience the cloud, let me feel the cloud, let me take what it is I need from this experience, then I can move on to the next. Maybe why I'm here in this experience is going to teach me something, it's going to show me something, it's going to open my mind to something else. But while you're here, it's not a wasted journey. Most people are just trying to just get out of the situation where they're in. If you make a plan, if you make a plan and you set clear goals, it can be challenging, but it's not impossible. I feel like people all too much feel like, okay, well, it's not my fault. A lot of things are kind of pushed to the blame game where everyone feels like they want to, instead of take responsibility, it's so much easier to push the blame onto somebody else, or I wouldn't say something else, somebody else, or it could be something else at the time, instead of actually taking responsibility as an adult or as an individual human being for the choices that you made. I think people think, oh, well, I made that choice, but somebody else should. I've made that choice. Hi, Marsha. I've made the choice, but somebody else should have to. Somebody else should have to, deal with the consequences of that choice. For example, people are having children and multiple children, and there's large families, 6, 8 children, and it's a very unrealistic situation in your mind to think, okay, I'm gonna have 8 children, and I can afford to raise these children. I can afford to give them equal attention, equal opportunities, and it's extremely unfair of an adult to bring a child into the world knowing that you're not being responsible for yourself as an adult as it is, and now you're going to bring a child into the world and feel like it's just okay because it's kind of something I want to do. I just don't understand. People are just really, really irresponsible and lazy. Maybe I should have put really irresponsible and really lazy. I just don't understand why society has seemed to deem that that we think that this is okay. Like even today, I was speaking to a lady in the gym and she was like, oh, she lost weight by walking. And I was like, okay, I don't really walk much. Anyone that knows me knows that I have a car, I drive, I don't like walking, really. I thought to myself, you know what? can't knock it until you've tried it. Maybe I should just give it a go. It's not every day that I have to go to the gym, or it's not every day that I have to swim or, you know, lift weights. I can also just walk. And I thought to myself, there's some people that won't even take advice or an opportunity to just do a simple thing like just walking. It's not hard, it's not difficult. There's so many opportunities, there's so many chances, there's so many days. Every day is a new opportunity to do something different, to do something better, to do something that is proactive in your life, isn't it? Like, you want to be proactive, you want to be a proactive adult, you want to be proactive in terms of and successful. You know, you want to be progressive, you want to be like, these are things that you don't have to be absolutely fantastic at doing it right now, right at this instant, but every day you can just try it a little bit harder and you'll get to where it is that you need to be. It's all just about trying. Nothing didn't come perfect, nothing didn't come right. You know, today is a great example. It didn't come perfect and it bloody well didn't come right. It didn't come perfect and it didn't come right, but we are here. Mr. Unique Voice, hi. We are here and we are definitely you know, trying our best. So I feel like if we can all not necessarily come together. Oh, sorry. Not necessarily come together, but if we can, there's so many positive places that people can try. I was speaking to also as well a cousin of mine, and she was saying to me, you know, she was saying to me, oh, there's a company that for women, sorry to the guys, I'm not being sexist, but we was just randomly speaking. There's a company that is for women, and if a woman feels like she wants to go for a job interview or she wants to, you know, present herself to for a business plan, or she's going for a business meeting, and she feels like she doesn't have the correct attire to attend, yeah, there's a company that will actually, they have stylists and they will actually style her and give her the clothes for her to go to whatever interview it is. And I think to myself, wow, that's amazing. There's companies that can actually not just help in terms of finding you the job, but there's also, you know, ways of finding the job. There's ways of making sure that when you attend the job, your attire is right, because then you're going to feel confident about where you're going or whatever business meeting it is that you're going to. You're going to feel confident, you're going to feel ready, you're going to feel like you're preparing yourself for what's ahead. And I think to myself, there's so many things out here. People don't want to work minimum wage jobs. They complain. Oh, I don't want to pay a minimum wage job. I'm not working for that little bit of money. Okay, cool. You're not working for that little bit of money. We know that we have Eastern Europeans that come to, you know, across the world, and you have all different actually cultures, nations, and nationalities that come to England to work. Refugees, all different type of people that are here. But you find that it's only English people that don't want to do anything. They don't want to try and better themselves. They don't want to try and elevate. They don't want to try and work. You'd find that most situations are only temporary until you find yourself in a better situation. And I think that is what people are failing to understand. They're looking at everything as like it's a long-term goal. So, okay, say you got to work in a minimum wage job for a certain period amount of time. That's a stepping stone to get you to where you need to be. It's not saying, oh, once you take this contract, you have to stay here for 20 years. No one wasn't saying that. But people look at it like, oh, I'm not going to do it. But it's a means to an end. And if you say, okay, then I'm going to plan, like I said earlier, it's always good to have a plan of what it is that you want to do. If you have a plan, then the plan is there. You're going to use it for 6 months. You're going to move on to something else. You're going to use this for 12 months. You're going to move on to something else. Society doesn't look at things that way. No one looks at things in terms of, you know, this is a stepping stone to get me into the direction that I need to be in, or this is a stepping stone to get me to where the next step in life that I need to be in. And it's all to do with how you're brought up, and it's all to do with, I guess, the government that has laid out this kind of this support that enables people to be lazy, because they're the enablers. They enable people to do that. There's many of countries that don't have government schemes like the UK. There's many of countries that if you have a child, that's your business. If you have 8, 10, 12 children, that's your business. There's many of countries that it's down to you. But this country seems to give, I don't say it gives a lot. Okay, yes, in lockdown, it did help people in terms of furlough scheme, and people had their business grants and blah, blah, blah. That was, it was an exceptionally difficult time for all businesses. So I get that. Yes, it helped. And we was in, as they say, unprecedented times. So yeah, at that time, the support was needed. Right now, we can all try and get back to normal. There's shops that's empty. There's loads of shops that's empty in Devilick. I'm like, oh, business opportunity. Like, there's loads of opportunities out there. Okay, yes, the funding might not be there. You may not very well have the pocket money in your pocket, but there's always, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Grandad used to say, press on regardless. So where there's a will, you can find a way. You just keep on pressing. It might not necessarily be that first door, but society has made people dependent on society in terms of, you can use it, and really you don't have to do anything. I heard someone say, that they know people that's been on the benefits on benefits for 15 years. I understand if you're poorly, I understand if you're have a mental health issue or a disability, or or you're elderly. But if you're young and you're young, you're able to work, you're able to learn a new skill, there's no reason as to why you should just be sitting down and just literally just 15, 16 years and you don't have a job. You've never had a job. That's like a poor excuse for an adult, to be honest. There's no reason why that is happening. The only reason why it's happening is because we have this scheme in place and the government is enabling people to continue down this path, and it is really bad. It's really wrong. It just doesn't make any sense. I just want to intervene. Oh, sorry. Hi, Mr. Unique Voice. Hi, Marsha. I just want to intervene. I've got... Hi, Nashona. Hi, Dwelly. Hi, Rory. Hi, P. Yeah, I've got... Hi, Kate. So yeah, I've missed a few messages on the phone while I was looking at the while I was looking at the YouTube. Hence me trying to multitask, right? It goes to show how great I am. Usually I'm okay at it. You because before I was playing the music and doing the show, but I don't know. Now I feel like I need to be focused here and not paying much attention to here. It's really weird. I don't know. So it's just, I'm not, I'd be quite disappointed. I'd be disappointed in my children if they, just didn't get a job and just sat on benefits for the rest of their life. I'd be really disappointed. I'd be like, I'd give them a right kick up the jacksie. Like, get your ass moving. Like, what kind of thing is that? Like, it's not necessarily saying, oh, because your parents done it, you have to do it. But it's just like really crappy, innit? It's just like there's what do you get out of that? You can barely go on holiday, you can barely buy anything decent, like you can't save for anything, like you're forever just broke. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that people are thinking that it's okay for them to continue and follow down this path of just this lazy society. Like it's quite a poor excuse for adulting. Yeah, adulting's hard. It's not easy, but you have to get on and do it every single day if you're an adult. That's part of being an adult. It's once an adult, twice a child. That's why you're here. You do whatever it is that's necessary for you to be a healthy, happy, proactive, good member of society and be a decent adult. But people just don't want to do that. They're just so happy to just sit and just do nothing. Even when some people do work, I don't know, like they're just like, well, it doesn't really necessarily matter. I don't need to get I won't say a second job, but I don't need to strive for better. I don't need to try to improve myself. There's no attempt of self-improvement. It's almost like just satisfactory. Like where's the self-improvement? Where's the growth? Where's the development? Every day you're growing. You're growing a day older every single day. Grow and develop. Like you don't just sit and do nothing and feel like, okay, you're you don't sit and do nothing and feel like, okay, then, well, because I'm here, I'm an adult and I don't feel like I need to make any progress. You do need to make progress. You don't just sit down and do nothing. So it is a bit, it's a little bit challenging. What do you guys think on the YouTube live? Let me see. Oh, I can't turn it around now. The mentality nowadays that I see a lot is if I'm not a boss or a boss, blah, then I'm not working in no company. I want to be my own boss. It's like working a regular job is frowned upon in the youth. Yeah, that's like, but a regular job is where you're going to gain your experience. My first job was at Chesterton. I was 16. A regular job is where you're going to gain your experience. You're going to gain how to work with the public. You're going to gain how to work with finances. You're going to gain your experience. You're going to gain work ethic. You're going to gain the experience of when to get up, like how to manage your time management. There's so much to gain just from that one experience. Not saying you have to do it for a lifetime, but you gain the experience and say, okay, then you know what, I've got this experience from this, that, and the other. I've got the experience, and now I need to continue and go on and do something different. That's all it is. It's simple. It's not hard. There's no one saying you have to do it for a lifetime or until you roll over and keel over and dead. No one's saying that at all. But you have to be able to gain the experience from somewhere. Otherwise, what are you going to know that you're doing? You might know that you've tried your business and then it's failed, or you've tried your business and it's working. Fair enough. That's fine. If you tried your business and it's failed, how do you know that the experience that you needed wasn't in a job, wasn't in your first job? You didn't know that because you didn't give it a try, but you had this kind of, I wouldn't say stuck up because that's a bit wrong, but you had this kind of, this attitude, you know, I'm not working for no one else kind of attitude. I'm going to be my own boss. I'm doing my own thing, blah, blah, blah. That's you don't need to have that attitude. It's unnecessary. Marva said, I agree 100%. Everyone thinks they're a boss or wants to be the boss without ever earning the right to be one. You have to be able to, you don't have to start from ground zero and come up, but you can gain experience from people around you. It's so important. It's not the experience that's only coming from within yourself. Most of the experience and the knowledge that we have as people, it's passed down. It's passed down. The most intelligent people, the most successful people, they learn by other people's mistakes. They don't come and see someone else's mistake and come and make the same mistake themselves. Who does that? Who does that? You see someone else's mistake, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I see it. He made the mistake, but I'm going to go and do exactly the same thing, but I'm not going to make this mistake because I'm special. No, you're dumb. No, that isn't how it works. Find out what the mistakes were, try and find another way around it, and maybe don't make the same decisions. Then you can say, okay, yeah, I may be successful. So, Renee, if you have a hobby or something you like and you see a gap in the market, why not fill it and take the opportunity? Some people are genuine, made to work for themselves, and they have it in them to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. I read a post this week and it was like, entrepreneurship isn't about money, it's about a lifestyle. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's not about money. It's about a lifestyle. It's about having that lifestyle that gives you the freedom and the ability to be able to run one or two or multiple businesses. And you can do that via these enterprises that you run. That's fine. But you still need to gain the experience. You cannot think that, oh, I'm going to go out to this place, that place, I'm going to run this business, I'm going to run that business. You have to do the research, and you have to understand the target market. Sometimes you might even have to go and speak to people that are in that business, or go and do the research, go and do the market research to find out about what that business consists of. If you don't go and do your thing correctly, if you are going to run your own entrepreneurship and you're on your ship on your own, if you don't do it correctly, your ship will sink. That's it. You have the fortunate few people that their ships don't sink, as per se. Yeah, you do. You have some people that, their ships don't sink, they're fine, they feel like, okay, yeah, we can get on and do this. There is nothing wrong with working for someone. It gives you the experience, it gives you the knowledge, it gives you the understanding. You gain so many skills working with other people. You don't gain those skills from just jumping up and just opening your own business. All of a sudden, you just know how to work with other people. No, you don't. No, you don't. You might have transferable skills in terms of working with other people. So the skills we may have may be transferable, but it's a different environment. It's a different environment from you being at school and working alongside other people to you working in a workforce or running your own enterprise and working with other people, understanding all those other different personalities. You are one person. You are in charge of all these different personalities. It's a completely different ethic, and that needs to be really understood. And that's where I think a lot of people fail in business. They don't look at their target market. They don't look at what other businesses have failed, what other businesses have done wrong, as to why you're not going to go and do those same mistakes wrong also. It's a lot, and you have to be able to, if you're going to go into it and you're going to say, okay, yes, this is going to work, you're going to have to be prepared to take a hit, and I think in the same instance, it's fine and it can work. It's not a problem. It's not deemed for the bin. It's not deemed for the bin, but you have to be mindful about what it is that you're going to do in it. Take advice. So, you're fresh out of school, this, that, and the fourth, or you're fresh out of university, you want to open up your own business. Take advice from the people that have opened their businesses before. Take advice from the people that are a little bit older than yourself, that can maybe guide you into the right directions, point you in the directions of people that have got other businesses in terms of what it is that you need to do. But most people, genuinely, the majority of people that open up their own businesses, they don't survive. Majority of people that open up their own clothing line or whatever it is, they don't survive in society because they don't look at their target market and they don't do enough research where they're lazy. Back to being a lazy society, they're lazy and just want to get up and do something and feel like, oh yeah, well, because I'm going to do it, it's going to work. You don't take the time out to research and do the hard work behind it. You can't just get up and feel like, I'm going to start a business today and everything's going to be fantastic. That's not how it works. That is, unfortunately, it's just not how it works. And when people kind of have a bit of more of an understanding as to why, then you can say that hi, okay, hello, then you can say that it's it's either going to work or it's not, but you have to be mindful about it. So let me go back into my my quotations and see. I wonder why as well, when we spoke about society being lazy and the government and them having this scheme to enable or help people, it's some of it's enabling and some of it's helping in it. So when they opened up this scheme in terms of allowing people to claim benefits and so forth and do whatever it is that they chose to do, what was their, if you think about what was their goal, and in terms of, was it a short term thing that they expected people to just go onto these benefits. It was going to be short term. It was going to be fine. They'd go onto the benefits, find a job, you know, come off of the benefits. And then the government has made people dependent, I would say now, on government funding. You know, we are now living in a society where there's families that are dependent on food banks. We're living in a society where there's families that are dependent on government funds to feed their children. As an adult, you're dependent on somebody else to do the responsibility that you should be doing. Like, that in itself is not cool. Like, you're depending on another body, the government body, to give you money to feed your children that you created. I feel like they created this system somehow and knew that they was kind of lining people up into slightly a bit of a trap. It's easy to kind of give away something for free, but why is that person giving you that handout? Listen, no one walks up to me and gives me money. No one walks up to me and gives me money. If someone walked up to me now and said, "Oh, Shan, here you go. Here's like, you know, here's 20 grand," I'd be like, no one gives away 20 grand. Like, what is it that you're expecting? But by them giving you that 20 grand, they're almost keeping you in this bubble that you think is security, because as far as you're concerned, you're getting this money. So you're getting this money, and this is my secure little bubble because I know that I'm getting this, I don't know, example, say £500 or £500 a week. You know, you're getting this £500 a week. So that's my security bubble. I don't have to come out of this bubble, a bit like the cloud, because you don't have to come out of it, because you know every week that you're getting that £500. Like, they've created you to have this mind, this crazy mind thing going on about this, like, you know, well, you know that you're secure because you've got this £500 and it's made me feel secure, and then with that I don't need to do anything else. So it's like you're scared to step out of the bubble because you don't know what's on the other side of that. It's almost like looking over the wall. I don't know what's on the other side. I'm not going to take the chance, but I know that this is 100% secure, so I'm going to stay here. But you staying here, it's not good for your health. It's not good for you. It's not good for your children. It's not good for your environment. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your actual health. It's not good for your children. It's not, you know, it's giving you low self-esteem. Like, what is wrong with society? Like, how can they not see that sitting down all day, every day on benefit, dole money, or whatever people want to call it, government funding, is not good for your health? Like, there's some people that can't even go and buy decent shopping because you're waiting on government, like you're waiting to go to the food bank. Like, the government has got so many people last year going to the food bank. It's almost like it's a norm. You go into the supermarket, and I go into the supermarket, buying my shopping. I don't shop in Morrison's, so I've gone to Pearlyway, I've gone to Morrison's just to pick up a couple of bits. Got into Morrison's, I've gone to the till. Now I've walked in, and as soon as you walk in, there's these big, like, basket things, and inside the basket there's like little, like, paper bags, and it's got like the price on it. So I was confused. I didn't know what it was. I don't shop in Morrison's, so I'm saying to the lady, like, "What's this about?" She's like, "Oh, it's donations to the food bank." So I'm saying, okay. So before you've even picked up your own shopping, remember, I come and get my food to feed my children. Before you've even picked up your own shopping, what you should put on your bill is the food that you're going to give away to somebody else that can't be bothered. Maybe, okay, some people are in very unfortunate circumstances why they find themselves getting help from the food bank. So I'm not judging all. That is very, very, you know, it's very true. Some people in very unfortunate circumstances, they find themselves in a hard place. Majority, you go and pick up this food, this bag of food, and put it in your trolley and pay for it and then give it away. I'm just like, okay, cool. There's some people that need help, so we get that. So there's some people that need help. So we get that. We understand that, and that's fine. But you cannot. It's almost like the government has made people think like it's normal. It's normal practice to go to the food. It's not normal, guys. It's not normal. It's dead. It's not normal. It's off key. Yeah, it's off key. You cannot be walking up into the food bank every week like you're here to pick up your shopping. You ain't gone to no supermarket. It's the food bank. And then, okay, some of them, they have fresh food. Some of them, they don't have fresh food, depending on where you're going. I think now in the lockdown, they've tried to make sure that the variety of food that they're offering and that they're able to give away is you know, not just all canned stuff, I guess, maybe. But in terms of variety, it's almost like you just got to eat what someone's given you. Like, that's that prison lifestyle. Like, that's what happens in prison, brethren. Like, you just eat what they give you. I ain't never been to prison, but you don't have a choice when you go to prison, do you? They're not going to ask you, would you like salmon today? Like, no, you eat what you're given. And it's almost like the same thing now. Like, you're not in prison, but you're an outside prison. Like, you live off what they're giving you, and then you eat what they're giving you. It's way too much. Society is clearly somewhere messed up in their head, thinking that it's okay to live off food banks, live off government money, and you just there having a bag of kids. Like, what is all of it? It's off key. Yeah, it doesn't need to be done. People need to start opening their minds, seeing that, yes, okay, government, Bridget, be wise, take it and use it and set yourself up something. Try and do something, because you can't be sitting down expecting the government to just do the most, because obviously you're not getting anything. This April, which is 3 months away, they're talking about their rising gas prices, and people are going to have to choose between food and gas. Like, straight up, that's the conversation in the Houses of Parliament at the moment. It's either food or gas. Like, and if you're solely dependent on national funds, the government funding, whichever that may be in terms of benefits or whatever, that's going to be your that's what you're going to be saying in 4 months' time. When it comes to May, you're going to be like, well, I can't afford to heat my house. Like, they don't. Have you not noticed they don't care? Like, people couldn't afford to feed their children in lockdown. They sent you to the food bank. Now you can't afford to heat your house. They're going to say to you, well, you need to go to the food bank and you need to heat your house. That's or sit in the cold. Like, people are thinking, oh, it's okay because it's, you know, it's government money. Like, no, we all need to be decent members of society. If we want the youth to change, and we want them to be able to see that there's productive adults out there in society, we need to make the change in it. We don't need to be sitting down here on doing the least for everyone to see that you're doing the least, but then expecting the most. Like, no, the children need to be seeing that the adults are out here working. They can give you the support that you need. They can give you the inspiration that you need. What do the children have to aspire to? Nothing. Not like, you have to really not dig deep, but you have to go out of your way, yeah, to find most children, yeah, or majority, especially I'd say, you know, that children that live in poverty. You have to go out of your way to find something to aspire to, someone to aspire to, a positive role model, regardless whether that be a male or female, because a lot of them, if they're living in poverty, their parents are not the positive role model, and that's where it should be. It should be coming from home, but the parents are just doing a madness. They're on the thing of the food bank thing. Like, it's not working. Somewhere along the line, the chain has to change, and the adults need to be responsible for themselves, responsible for their children, and not be so dependent. Okay, all right, no problem. Not be so dependent, because you cannot keep on doing this. It's just off key. It's not right. Right, let me see if I should read this message. Oh, okay, that's not important. Just like some of us are not cut out to be doctors, lawyers, astronauts, etc. Not all of us are cut out to be self-employed, but society and media romanticize it because they are selling a dream. That's from Marv. Yeah, that's very true as well. And, you know, some people just need to accept the fact that, you know what, Brethren, a Tesco's job works just fine. Your chest is too high. You have a decent job. It's a steady income, and it's better that your child's, you know, your peers, your children, your family see you working in Tesco's rather than see you sitting down on your backside all day. Yeah, get up and go to Tesco's. Not everyone's made out to be doctors and footballers. And look how much billions of children in the UK would love to be a footballer. If you ask many 16-year-olds or between the ages of 14 and 16 young men, what would you want to be? The majority of them would say footballer. I can guarantee you only a small handful is going to get there. So what are the others got to aspire to? Not everyone has to be able to have the same, I wouldn't say same goals and aspirations, because it's nice to have goals, but you want to have goals and be able to have realistic goals. You want to have goals and be able to have goals that you can reach to. It doesn't make sense you trying to be a footballer and you're like, 25 stone. You ain't kicking no ball up and down on no grass. Like, you have to be realistic to your expectations. If you're not realistic to your expectations, you're dreaming. That's what you're doing. It's that's not an expectation, that's a dream. Yeah. So if you can't bring reality to you and say, okay, then well, this goal is reachable, and once I've reached that goal, I can move on to the next goal. You can't be trying to say, oh, I'd love to be, I don't know, some millionaire. I don't even know. I'm happy with my life, so I couldn't even fathom what it is that I would love to be right about now. I'm content in where I am. I'm content in my path. Like, I couldn't even fathom to say to myself, okay, Shana, what was it that you'd like to be? Like, I was like, okay, when I was young, I wanted to be a midwife and I wanted to be an air hostess. Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, would I want to be an air hostess now? No. Like, I wouldn't want to be a midwife either. So, I'm content and I'm happy in my path where I am. Yes, okay, there could probably be another path that may be a bit more financially lucrative. There could be a better path that somebody else could see something that would say to me, oh, Shan, I think you should be really good on doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah, all good and well, but I'm happy here. This is my lane, and this is my lane. I'm good in my lane, So people can give you advice and kind of give you, but you within yourself, you must know where you bring that pure happiness into your life. And if you don't know, team happiness, if you don't know where your happy path is and where you're most content in your life, you've got some issues as an adult. Yeah, there's some big problems, because that's just extremely unhealthy. Social media is just a bit of a myth, really. I just really don't know what to say about that, because it's just, social media has made people believe that Instagram life is just the real thing. Like, people get dressed up in their house, take pictures, act like you're doing the most, and you ain't got no food in your house, you ain't got a bed to sleep on, but rude girl, you got a bag of clothes and makeup and taking pictures. It's doing too much. It's messing with people's psyche. That's what it's doing. People are believing this vision that they're seeing on social media, thinking, no, this is the life. These people are going on holiday every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks or whatever it is. Cool, good for them. No one ever said that you was getting that. No one ever said that. I'd love to go on a yacht and yacht away on holiday for 2 weeks and just have a private yacht. Do I know I'm getting that? That would be a really nice dream. If I was a millionaire, I could turn that into a reality. But I know that right now that's not a realistic goal for me to be trying to reach. When am I going on a yacht for 2 weeks? I'm hiring a private yacht? No. Be realistic with yourself and be realistic with your life. It's not necessarily that because you see someone else doing it on the gram or you see someone else posting pictures on the Facebook that you feel like, yeah, they're doing their thing. That's, society has made people have this tunnel vision and this cloud around them. Realistically, it's a real cloud. People have got a cloud around them, feeling like, oh no, I need this and I want that. Be content in where you are. Be content in the moment. Be content in what you've produced. Be content in what actions you're going to take. Be content in your goals. Be content in where you are in this moment. And then you can then be able to move on and find different paths, different avenues, different goals. Society, if you follow them, you follow social media. I use social media. I don't follow it in terms of, I need to live like this person or I need to live like that person. No, that's not my life. That's not my life. I don't live like how other people live. I live like how I live, what suits me. Like, I'm not about to be jumping on anybody else's ship and flying here and doing this and doing that because you're doing it. No, no, no. You go ahead. What's good for you is good, not good for me. What's good for the goose is definitely not good for the gander. That is exactly how that saying has been said for how many of years. And all of a sudden now, everyone new thinks that they're going to come and try and change it up. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that at all. And I think when people kind of have a realistic outlook on life, on themselves, and they learn to be, I think, ultimately responsible. I was saying before, when you're below a certain age, I feel like the government and your parents are responsible for you as an individual because you are of an age where you are not responsible for yourself. So I would say maybe up until your early 20s, you're not really maybe responsible for the decisions. Sometimes the decisions you make as an individual, those decisions may be swayed by environment, different choices, lack of education, lack of environment. So example, living in poverty, all of those living in care. Some people have been through some traumatic experiences, and those type of things sometimes they have an effect on the younger the younger adult in terms of what choices and decisions they make, and which are going to be better for them when they come to have a outlook on their life in terms of what they're going to bring to society, what path they're going to choose to go down. After a certain age, you need to be responsible for yourself. There's many people that come from the same home. One is productive, one is responsible, one is able to do, make healthy choices, make better decisions, and the other is just doing jack shit. Oops. Excuse my French. And the other's just doing diddly squat. Like, what is that about? You've both come from the exact same place. You've both had, okay, maybe different experiences, because we are aware that just because two people come from the same home doesn't mean that their experiences are the same. So we understand that. But you've both had, similar experiences, but one chooses to go this way and one chooses to go that way. One chooses not to get no job and to do foolishness, and the other chooses to get a job and go on and go on and be a decent human being. Like, you can't, you have to be responsible for the decisions that you make after a certain age, in it. And I feel like that is where you kind of go from being irresponsible for yourself and your choices and decisions that you make in terms of being lazy. And then when you go into an adult, in terms of the choices and the decisions you make in terms of being lazy or being proactive, being productive, being, or being the opposite. But I think now when you look at the young children now, they seem to be, we never grew up with that much social media. And you find that now everything is readily available. When we wanted information, we had dial-up internet, and that was new. We had dial-up internet. That wasn't something that was just like, everything's at your fingertips. Now, if you want a dictionary, it's there. If you want anything, you can just Google. Everything is so easily accessible now. It's almost like you don't have to go anywhere. Like, even to get a book, it's on your phone. Everything is just so easily accessible. You don't even have to go and do the work to get the information. The information is just like instantly available. Information, money, social media, everything has changed. I guess in turn, maybe us, I heard this saying earlier on in the week, maybe us as the adults, maybe we are the slow learners. Because the children of today, they now have that technology outlet. You see children in pushchairs and they're swiping the YouTube or swiping TikTok or whatever it is that they're watching their videos on, and they're going through and they're picking which video they want to, and they're young children. I guess for us back in our day, we didn't have that in terms of swiping and doing this and doing that. We just really had a little wooden toy and a book. Like, so in terms of the way that things have changed and technology has advanced, yes, it's amazing, it's fantastic, but it has made society, that does play a huge part in society being lazy. We used to have to get up and go to the library and search. Go to the section that you was looking for, regardless if it was history or fiction, or you had to go to the section that you was looking for that book and stand there for quite some time and look for the book that you wanted to find. Now you don't even have to do that. You just type it into, my daughter's one of them. Yeah, we did have speak and spell. I remember that was old school. But now your children just type the book into Google. You don't even have to type it. You just press the button and you just talk into the phone, and it tells you what. But I can't do audio. I can't do audio books. I can't do electronic books. I need a book with pages that I can turn, that I can read. And then it makes me think, oh bloody hell, am I getting old? Like, because that's old school, isn't it? Like, everyone else wants to be able to have, their Kindle or whatever it is, and I'm like, no, I'll take my book on holiday. I don't want no Kindle. I want my book. I want to be able to turn my pages. But to me, that brings it's almost like you're losing the beauty of the book. You're losing the value of the money. Money has no value anymore. You just tap and you spend. I was saying earlier on in the week, like, the phone, every time you spend something, it tallies up at the end of the week. Oh, you spent more than you did last week, or you spent less than you did last week. This week your total spend is boom boom boom. Like, I'm like, there's no value of money. When you had that cash in your hand, you could see you've got £100, and you can see that the £100 is literally you had this much of an amount. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, I'll call you back. All right, then. I thought, anyway, my bad. So you had £100. You could spend that £100. You had £100. You can spend £100. You can see physically with your eyes that money's going down. Now you have £100 in your bank. You don't know that money's going down because you're tapping away. And your money has got no value. All you know is that you've got £100 in the bank. When you go to a shop, you can even look at the change and say, all right, then, well, the man wants £15 and 25p, and I got some change here, so let me give him the change instead of me having to break the note. No one cares about those things anymore. No one cares about those things anymore because money has got no value. It has value in terms of the currency, yeah, but the money don't have no value. It's like trying to teach the value of money to young children is so challenging when physical money isn't used anymore. You go to some shops and they're like, yeah, well, we only take card. I'm like, sorry? I'm like, my cash is money. You need to take my money. No. Well, you do now. So you need to give me back my change. Like, I think I can't remember where I was, and someone was saying, if I pay them in cash, they're not giving me back my change because they ain't got none. I was like, that's not my business. You need to go and find change at the sweetie shop around the corner. Like, it is such a crazy mentality where technology and the society, and we've just kind of just bought into it, innit? Like, we had the lockdown and we thought, okay, yeah, we've had the lockdown, and it's simple, it's easy, you can contactless, boop, and then they put the contactless up to, I think it was £45, boop, and now it's up to £100. Like, no one's concerned about the safety of this safety aspect of it. Everyone's just getting along with it because they're so used to it now. It's almost like you're already trapped in a bubble whereby it's almost like, well, what's the difference? Like, people are just like, well, it doesn't matter. I still use cash. I still, cash to me is still a legal tender, brethren. I don't see nothing wrong with my money in it. I don't see nothing wrong with my cash, and I feel like people should use their money. My daughter is one of them. Well, yeah, to be fair, Ren, you have to be wise about the decisions that you're going to make in it, and you have to learn from other people's mistakes. And I think that is the key thing in terms of even if you know young people do want to set up yourself or your friends or whoever, you know, you have to make sure that you're listening to and taking advice. You know, you're listening and they're taking advice from their elders, and they're listening, and they're learning from other people's mistakes, because people make mistakes all the time. But you have to remember, certain things only come wisdom. It comes with age. As you get older, you become wiser. There's more lived experience in a human being, and that goes that you can't. There's nothing you can take away to change the fact of that. You know, if I speak to somebody else that's in there, you know, in the gym, I speak to another lady and she's 65. She's got more wisdom than me, hands down. She's got more lived experience than me, hands down. And that is just that. Like, there's nothing you can do to try to change or try to, you know, try and make it sound better or whatever it is. The lady has got more experience than me in life, and that's fair enough. You have to be able to kind of accept things, I guess, for what they are. Right. Let me go back, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it now. No, I'm not. Okay. Well, I'll leave it. Yeah, you have to be able to take advice from lived experience, from people that are older, from people that are wiser. I'm not saying that older people are always right, but there ain't nothing wrong with gaining experience from them. There isn't nothing wrong with listening. You know, I'm not saying that young people shouldn't have entrepreneurships and open businesses, and you know, because there's many young people that are successful at it. I read an article the other day that was saying that little boy opened up his own business. I think he started with 50 quid. And now he owns like a multi-million-pound business. I can't remember what he was selling. I think he was selling something small. But you know, he's done it, he's managed to do it, and it's fantastic. But that's not going to work for everybody. That's not going to work for everybody. You have to remember, you have the majority and you have the minority. Yeah. And you have to know, be realistic when you're putting yourself in either or either boat in it. It's simple. You don't need to be able to, you know, you don't have to be able to say, oh, you know, no, well, I'm better than everybody else and I can deserve this. If you can see, some people can see they can't work under pressure. Some people can see that they're not good with people. You know, some people can see that I'm not great when it comes to dealing with money. You know, like, you have to be able to see your weaknesses. Yes, you can work on them, but if you can see that I'm not entrepreneurship, you know, I'm not good at running my own business, I'm not good at running my own ship, but you know, I can work for somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. And people shouldn't feel ashamed or embarrassed by working for somebody else, or feeling like, you know, I don't have the necessary tools to, because not everybody is going to work for everybody. If everyone runs their own businesses, who is going to be in the supermarkets, you know, serving our food, or, you know, tilling up your food? It doesn't make sense. You cannot feel like you as one individual, you feel like every individual person feels like, oh, you know, I can run my own business. It's not for everybody, and people just sometimes have to just accept that, and there's nothing wrong with that either. And I think that's fair, and I think it's kind of just. Alan, what are you drinking over there? So what do you think? Do you think I've covered that topic well enough? Yeah? Yeah, it has been. It's been a bit rocky. We've got there in the end. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rocky start, but we have had a good start all the same in it. So I can't definitely can't complain. But no, guys, thank you very much, everyone who joined me today. We're not finished just yet, but yeah, everyone who joined us today, I really appreciate your listening ears. And we managed to get the comments up and running, and I know what to do for next time, so I won't be doing it again. But yeah, you know, my daughter runs her own business, the Flavor Stop, but she runs it now. I started it. Yeah, I started it. I opened that business, and I was initially the one that was in charge. And I said, you know what? The girl was in the kitchen cooking with me all the time. All the time. She's in the kitchen. I'm saying, wow. I'm like, okay, cool. She can do this. I've left her in there making orders, and she's doing the thing, and she's doing it properly. So then she has the ability and the reign to take over. She didn't just start it from nothing and just say, oh, I want to do this. She practiced. She was with me. She saw the what went wrong, what went right. So she was there physically and she saw that. So Ren, the Flavor Stop is our sponsors. So I appreciate that, baby girl. Love you loads. Jimmy Asher Foundation is our sponsors as well. And we also just before Christmas, we had a memorial down there, and I was actually presented with an award. I'm going to post the clip it. I think it's actually already on YouTube, but I'm going to post the clip it on our YouTube page. Guys, please don't forget, please like and subscribe our YouTube page, and also as well, so if you're going to listen back on podcasting, please like and subscribe that. You'll find us on all major podcast platforms as well. The Instagram is still there, and obviously, as always, Alan Branda, big up yourself. Buzz Radio Station, big up yourself. Thank you very much for having us here as usual, and we will be back. We'll be back each and every Wednesday from 7 till 9. So also as well, kicking off the new year, we're gonna have some great hosts in and some guests, should I say guest hosts. We're gonna have Chef Cadian in. We're gonna have Joseph May which is my cousin from the Jimmy Asher Foundation. We're gonna have Rachel in from the fitness side of things. We're going to have Nick in, and she's going to be talking about forex trading. We're going to have Danielle in, and she's going to be talking about mumpreneurship. I think that's how she pronounced it, mumpreneurship. Yeah. So she's an entrepreneur. She does loads of things with her babies and obviously working mums, and she does wellness groups for mums and etc. etc. So we've got some great hosts coming up as well. So we need to be keeping a lookout and an eye out for that. And I also said earlier on when I started the show, like today was in honor of my cousin that passed away last year. So Don, oh my goodness, man, do we miss you? But Team Happiness all the way, and we're representing today. We're representing, yes. So, and also as well, just saying that's what actually made me come back to radio. That was like, you know, when you're huffing and you're puffing and you're like, oh, and you're like, oh, and you're thinking about it in your head and you're just like, oh, and I stopped, and really maybe I shouldn't have even stopped, to be honest. If I just continued, it would have probably, you know, I should have just maybe just continued. But you know, when you go through a bit of a rough time and you know you have things that you're dealing with as a family, you have to take a bit of time out. But you know, yeah, thinking back and looking at our past conversations and whatever not, and I thought, nah, my cousin wouldn't want me sitting down there just doing nothing. I said, nah, the radio station was my little hobby. It was my little baby. I was just getting into the swing of things. I said, nah, it's time to come back and reset and come again in it. So that in itself, even though he's not here, his presence is definitely felt in it, and that's the reason why things are coming back, and we're coming back bigger and better and stronger as well. So yes, please watch that space. Also as well, we're gonna be having a few competitions, and also as well we're going to be setting up a I think I'm going to do it in conjunction with Convos with Shan. Actually, I think I will, because it sounds good in it. Yeah, I am going to. So we're also going to be setting up a mum's, I wouldn't say a group, but a mum's kind of group, or I think it is mums really, because men kind of have their own time, don't they? Really, they can just do what they want when they want and go out anytime. They don't really, yeah. So yeah, it's for mums. Yeah, sorry lads, you're not included. Yeah, sounds a bit sexist, isn't it? But it's not really. It's just the reality of the situation. So yeah, we'll be setting up a mums group, and that's going to be in conjunction with Convos with Shan, because obviously whatever we do, we are going to be conversating and you know, hosting new topics or whatever. I've also put it out there on the Black Business Network, so hopefully I've got a few messages from that as well actually already, so I will be reading back those messages in terms of what businesses want to come onto the show as well, to, you know, introduce themselves and make that connection. Big up my cousin Kai Styles, with her stylist company, And yeah, she will be being a guest on here as well. So yeah, she runs her own stylist company. So there's loads of positive people around. And listen, I always say, if you feel like, you know, you're not getting the support, you're not getting the help, you just stretch out. There's so much support around. Like, don't feel like, oh, because you're stuck in this little rut that you can't get out of it. Don't think that because you're in the cloud that you can't get out, because you're fighting to get out. That's the reason why you're not seeing the path out in it. But there's always definitely, where there's a will, there's a way. So there's definitely a way, because if you've got the will, you'll find where you need to be in it, and you must trust in the process. What else have I forgot to mention? Yeah, it will be on the show will be on the podcast from tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Alan, do you want to say anything? Or we're good to go, aren't we? So next week we're going to have a clearer vision. We're going to be more prepared. Because this week we wasn't really prepared. We kind of, oh man, it kind of just escalated out of control, but we managed to gripe it back somewhat. So yeah, you know, and you know what? It goes to show, because I even was saying as well, when I was deciding about the podcast and I was making decision if I wanted to record it live and use this live show at the radio station to go on a podcast, and I said, you know what, it's natural, it's just what it is, isn't it? And I don't want something to be recorded, and I don't want it to be practiced and edited. I want it to just be the raw and real life side of me. So, you know, today has shown, I guess, that side. It's nice to have that little bit of an edge. You know, it's nice to have that, the real connection to the show, and you can see that it's something that I'm not sitting here practicing, and I haven't sat down and, you know, I haven't sat down and be practicing and editing this and doing that and all of this kind of business. So no, it's nice to see that some things are still naturally the way that they are, innit? And I am who I am, and we are who we are, and we are where we are now. So within that in itself, we should take pride in understanding that, you know, not everything has to be perfection, but everything is always a work in progress. And where there's a will, there's a way. Where you can find that you can, you know, make a better choice and a better judgment, and it's going to have a better outcome, then you just try again, and you just keep on trying. Don't let your past situations, regardless whether it be your upbringing, whether it be your surroundings, whether it be, you know, you're stuck in this specific surround. Don't let your surroundings make you make the choices of today in it. You can always think outside of the box and make better decisions and better choices. You are not that person, you are just where you are now. Yeah, and where you are now is never an ending goal. So with that, I think we are done, and it's team happiness all the way. Thank you very much for your listening ears, guys. Oh my god, love you all. Thank you very much for all my listeners on Real Buzz Radio. And thank you very much. And yeah, so like, follow, and subscribe. I think that's something like that. That's how it works, isn't it? So yeah, like, follow, and subscribe, and keep everything moving. And we'll see you next week. Mwah!
Kisses for breakfast early in the morning. Tell me, baby, how you wanna. Hi, this is Melissa Steele, and you're listening to Buzz Radio, London's #1 station for hip hop, R&B, and